So week one started with obviously researching into documentaries, as most of us in the course didn't really know too much about documentaries. Obviously, we knew what a documentary is, but we didn't know that. Obviously, we didn't know at the time there's different types. So the first task was identifying all the different types of documentaries and obviously what the meaning of them is. So in total, there was five. Sorry. Different types of documentaries that we had to research into, and this obviously just helped us, ease our way into the actual documentary process, identifying what different types of documentaries there are, and what necessarily, not thinking too far ahead, but what documentary type we might want to create for this project. However, this was week one, so it was a bit soon to identify what documentary we wanted to do. Obviously, most of us at this time didn't even know what our idea was. So yeah, it was just to kind of ease us in, identify what documentaries are, and then also we done a expository documentary. So that's under experimentation. Now this just again eased us into making a documentary and stuff like that. So I done mine on Badlands Chugs, and yeah, it just taught me. So first of all, it taught me, to use effects like this, which would obviously be beneficial in the future and obviously in the actual final project. And it just taught me, first of all, what to do in terms of planning. So I done a lot of obviously the voiceover script was the main thing that got me used to, because I wrote scripts before, but I've never actually wrote a voiceover script. It's a little bit different. So yeah, it taught me how to use a voiceover, or how to make a voiceover script, I should say, stuff like that. And that's obviously beneficial because for the project, Joe done the majority of the voiceover script. However, I kind of looked over it and made sure everything was okay. It taught me how to do a voiceover script. Basically, I'll just leave this playing. Basically, yeah, it basically just taught me. So I've got images, stuff like that, video, stuff like that playing in the background, and it just got me used to making a documentary. I know it's only a minute long, but yeah, it basically taught me how to make a basic documentary. We also done two documentary analysis on the Jimmy Savile ones. So we watched two Jimmy Savile documentaries. Now this helped a lot, identifying how documentaries are made, stuff like that. So I talked about a lot in the second one, the editing technique, stuff like that. So that helped a lot knowing. So here we go. The editing techniques used are also questionable. So it taught me. Maybe this is me, but I didn't really necessarily like the editing techniques used in the second documentary because I feel like they were a bit like over the top. So that taught me that maybe in my documentary, I don't want to do over-the-top editing techniques that maybe some do. Maybe that's just personal preference that I didn't like editing techniques. I'm not sure if other people in the class like the editing techniques of that one. But yeah, they made sure that, okay, so when I'm making my documentary, to not include any over-the-top editing techniques because it kind of loses its point in my opinion. So yeah, in the final outcome, I didn't use any over-the-top editing techniques. And then also what we done was basically just finish off the exploratory documentary. However, on the Friday we done a practical session with Tom, which should be here. So what we done is basically we set up two cameras, and it taught us how to the 30-degree angle rule. So I'll show you quickly. This was obviously very helpful. Even in the future for every other project, now I know the 30-degree angle rule. So we have the main camera here, and then we also switch to a second camera that's obviously more than 30 degrees to the other side. So that helped a lot because I never knew that was a rule, and obviously I think it looks quite good. I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get to use it in the final outcome, only because we were traveling and there's not really we couldn't really take two cameras with us. If we were filming on campus, it would have been great because we would have definitely used two cameras. But yeah, that was it for week one. Pretty solid week.